Gerry coming to you from Rythmia. What is Rythmia? Rythmia is a life advancement center unlike any other in the world because we use sacred plant medicine combined with metaphysical teachings and breath work and the cleanse and farm-to-table organic food and just this amazing group of healers that work here. And what does it all work out to? Well, about 947 out of every 1,000 people that walk through the door have a life-changing miracle during their stay. And over 90% of them report that that miracle is still working 6 months later in their life. And that this was the week that changed their life. This is a huge, huge week, what happens here at Rythmia. Now, in the past, I talk about a lot of things during this talk. I talk about COVID and the numbers with COVID, and the numbers continue to roll over. Although infections are up, the death rate is way, way, way down. I expect the return of the roaring 20s, that the year 2021 will be a very vibrant year for everyone. I mean, an extremely vibrant year. So hang on, we're almost there. Everybody's getting through it, and the best is yet to come. And the best really is yet to come. And what do I mean by the best is yet to come? I mean that everything is going to change. The lessons, thank you, love. The lessons from the past year are all coming to fruition now. They're all being learned. We're all going to be able to integrate those lessons back into life, which reminds me of something, okay? Last week, I talked about the confusion in the space. And when I talk about the space, I mean the conscious community. There seems to be a lot of confusion about manifesting. And if I look at them as a whole, if I look at the conscious community as a whole, they absolutely have problems with manifestation. So what does that come to? And when I say that, I mean by the numbers. So maybe if you looked at 1,000 people as a subgroup, they would have more challenges than a random 1,000 people. And it's because of things they've been taught. So when the things that they've been taught don't line up with reality, reality always wins. So this is crazy. So the first thing we have to do is in our vocation, in our business, we have to be in truth. And I mean really, really in truth. So the people who are best at predicting what the truth is or understanding the truth of what's around them in their business have the most successful businesses. It's just that simple. It's not, this isn't hard or complicated or this or that or this. Now, how did they get those businesses? Well, they weren't handed to them. What do I mean by that? I'm going to tell you that owning a business or having a vocation and becoming a leader in that space is extremely, extremely, extremely hard work. So in order for you to excel in that, and you got to remember, this is about 60 hours of your life a week, so you better like what you're doing. But in order for you to excel in it, you have to have this thing called definiteness of purpose. Now, I'm going to talk about it today, and I'm going to get a little airy-fairy on you, meaning I'm going to get a little metaphysical on you. And I try not to do that because I want to keep things to sticks and bricks, right? But I'm going to get out there a little bit because I've seen on the medicine that this is true. So just bear with me for a second. So the first thing we have to do is, and when we look at this, we have to be sure that we're in love with what we do. Why? Well, when we decide to do something, there's always some indecision in us. That indecision is called contra energy. Contra energy attracts resistance from the universe. Why? Because it attracts resistance from us. I'm going to give you another example. Should I be with Dave? Shouldn't I be with Dave? Should I be with Dave? Shouldn't I be with Dave? If you're in that space, you're never going to make it with Dave, right? Ever. So what I'm telling you is this. So in our vocation, in our business, if there's something about it, if your message to yourself is not crystal clear, I'll show you how that transmutes, how that works. So I'm in a business that I'm not even sure I love. Some days I like it, some days I don't. Okay, so now that's my feeling towards the business. What does the universe send to me? Trouble. Because it doesn't know if you're buying or selling. The more that you open yourself up with personal indecision, the more shit you're going to attract from the universe. And I'm talking in very specific terms. This is very, very real stuff. The more that I'm a nurse, but I really don't know if I should be a nurse. My aunt was a journalist and da-da-da-da-da. Fuck, if we can't get there, because here's the trick. When we're there in ourselves, follow me this. This is how, and this still takes 10 years, but it can take up to 10 years, between 6 and 10 years. But when we are there ourselves, here's what happens. I own this thing called Rythmia, and I'm not going to quit until we are the best spiritual center in the world. And I'll die trying. That's my message in myself. Now, if that message is in me, it also conveys to every other living organism around me. And everything concedes to my will regarding this. Everything within my sphere, within my circle of influence, within my vibrational field, will conspire to help me because I am so definite about what I'm going to do. I am so definite. So now here's the things that conspire to help that. The people that are affected by my vibration. So who is that? That's the people that work here. That's my partners. That's my friends. That's my support group. Everybody's conspiring to help me because I'm fucking sure that I'm doing exactly what I should be doing. And I'm sure of the result. I don't care what stands in my way. I am sure of the result. So when I do that, not only am I affecting the vibration of those around me, because just like a cat, and it's crazy because I just saw a cat chasing a deer, a jaguarundi chasing a deer. It's so instinctual. It's vibrational that the cat takes off and the deer says something ain't fucking right. And it's a vibration and boom, they're both gone. It's amazing. Well, the same thing is happening in our lives every day with our family, with our parents, with our loved ones, with our girlfriends, with our husbands, with our wives. If we're sure, definite about these things, definite in purpose about my job, about my vocation, then when the universe, then first the people around us support that. And not only do they support it, but it's a kind of, I'm going to use the term brainwashing, and it's a bad term. It's a vibrational cleansing of this message is vibrating in them. So now I have a group of people, a bunch of organisms moving in a direction. And what does the universe do when it sees this coming? This is where this gets crazy. Well, it might throw up some resistance in the beginning. And it's just the nature of it. The universe always tests us in the beginning. It's called building our road or building our house or doing our stuff. But if we keep chugging and chugging and chugging and chugging, this is what happens. The universe gives way. At some point, whether it's in their first no, their second no, the third no, the universe ultimately gives way. And then this is what happens. Then an onlooker looks at this. And it's kind of like, if you think of it in money, it's like what if it were money, which it's not, but let's just say it were, it would be tantamount to a waterfall coming down and you're just holding buckets and filling them up. And it looks like, this guy just walked up and found this waterfall and he's in flow state. Flow state. Okay, now flow state is the actual state of the universe and everything within your sphere once they've all decided that you're going to where you're going. That's what flow state is. That's when there is no resistance. There is no contra energy. Things are just rolling and rolling and rolling. And what does that take? What does that take? Well, number one, it takes this internal vibration of this is what I'm going to do. And if I don't love this, I'm just trying to fool the universe. It's not nice to fool Mother Nature. I'm trying to fool the universe because I don't really believe in myself. That's why fake it till you make it don't work. See, you believe it's real until it does work. Fake it till you make it does not work. Knowing that we're going to have it. And when I say knowing, I use terms of gnosis. I know beyond the shadow of any doubt that I don't give a shit what I got to do. This thing is going to win. Rythmia is going to win. The people that come here are going to have the most amazing experience of their life because I won't settle for anything less for them. And now all of a sudden, and if I can continue to do it, the next thing that you know, it looks like it's in flow. And it is, because everyone is convinced you're going to where you're going. Now, you cannot start that journey unless you know the truth yourself. What do you mean? What do you mean? You cannot start that journey unless you know the truth yourself. If you're indecisive about what you're doing, you're probably indecisive about things before that. So let's talk about that. So if I'm indecisive about what I'm doing, I'm indecisive about things in myself. If I'm indecisive about my relationship, I'm indecisive about things in myself. So definiteness of purpose is key. When is definiteness of purpose strongest? Postmerger. So we believe in this thing, and I want to get back to the merger. We believe in this thing, right? So once you're merged, and you stay aware, and you don't criticize or judge yourself. So you can't criticize or judge. What you have to do is you have to say, okay, am I in the right thing? And you'll be shocked how many people are doing things and they don't even know it because of things their grandmother said to them as a child, or because of the neighbors 2 doors down. Millions of reasons that are not legit. And when those reasons are the reasons that I'm in something, what I immediately create contra energy, and contra energy brings resistance. It's the nature of shit. Now listen, I didn't graduate high school, right? And I don't think I'm too smart. And I can say that with a certain sense of truth. I have a decent IQ. I have a higher decent IQ, but I know so many people who are so much smarter than me. I don't read, which puts me at a great disadvantage because the medicine told me to stop reading and to start feeling her. So what I'm talking about is things that I've noticed. So what happened was, in my life, I was really lucky in business, right? Lucky in business. Then I started going to the medicine and asking why. And these are the things that she would say. And this is so teachable and so trainable. It's so teachable. I have a book called Truthonomics that's coming out really shortly. And this course I expect to be very, very, very big because it's really, really, really good. And when I say it's really good, I mean it's good. It's not just, I use Rythmia standards of good. Shit has to be really good. And it's good. So we go back to these things, right? So what's the other thing? Well, when I do this from this place, when I pick this thing from this place, I'm definite I am going to become a pianist, and a good one. And I start taking lessons, even though my mother tells me I'm tone deaf or whatever the hell, and I can't carry a thing, but my joy is stemming from the feeling that I'm going to have of one day being this pianist. And I made this decision from a merged place. Then when the opposition comes between me and that, I roll through it. I roll over it, and it doesn't stop me. And the more that things don't stop me, the more I'm energetically training those things around me that I'm moving forward. So what happens when this kind of thing occurs? What happens when you get someone like this? When you get someone who's just so sure that this is where they're going, like a Steve Jobs, or you can name Elon Musk. There's tons of them. What are they? Richard Branson's. They're people that just said, fuck, I'm going to go here no matter what, and this is what I'm going to do. I won't stop until there's virgin toilet paper. I'm going to do everything virgin. This is what I'm going to do. This is what I'm going to do it. They're unstoppable. And the rest of us, and here's where this bell curve comes in. Those of you who think too hard and too long have trouble with getting in this state. Because here's the thing. If you're a thinker, well, let's just talk about relationships. If you're a thinker and you're looking at relationships, divorce is 54%, no matter how you slice it. So you have a greater chance of losing than you do of winning, so I'm not going to do it. Boom. Businesses fail. 70% of businesses fail in the first 5 years. Fact of life. So I'm not going to do it. What I'm telling you is that with definiteness of purpose, we overcome all of those things. There's a million reasons to stay home. There's a million reasons not to take a chance. But there's only one reason to do it. And the reason to do it is because I'm definite. Now, if you do it out of a place where that definiteness is not there, in other words, if I'm going to get in the plastic surgery business because I want to get girlfriends, boom. That's not the right place to do that from. That's not the right place to do that. If I'm going to go for a job at the bank because my grandfather was a banker and my neighbors work at the bank and I don't want to be different, that is a terrible reason to do it. And you're inviting. So this is where I talk about participatory universe. You're inviting all the shit from the universe through your decision. So I'm not sure what I do, but I'm not sure what to do, but bad shit keeps happening to me. Well, the reason is because you're not sure what to do. I'm telling you this, and it's the craziest thing. I've overcome such tremendous odds out of sheer drive towards that thing that I want. And all of a sudden, the universe starts participating with you. At some point in this process, the universe starts participating with you. And things that you just think are good that can happen start happening. And this is the truth of the truth. This is the thing that I want to convey. This is the real. When you start doing that and you're thinking, yeah, I don't know how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to buy this land and build this and da-da-da-da. And boom, 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 boom. These things start showing up for you because it's participating with you. Your wishes, your commands, your suggestions, your desires are real, and the universe knows that they're going to happen. So what does the universe do? Assist. I'm telling you, it's how it works. If you're going to get it anyway, then I'll give it to you. That's the universe. The universe is not looking to create friction. It's there to create flow. So the universe is trying to create flow. So what it does, it judges how strong you are, just like it would a fish or a bear or a thing, and it creates things based on your strength. What do we as humans have as strength? We as humans come up against a grizzly bear, we are dead, right? We're dead. But what we have is our intellect and our drive. What we have is our intellect and our drive. And if we can make choices out of this, so what do I mean out of this? When you make a choice out of your merged self, I don't care if it's plumbing or electrician or whatever, but it's your choice out of what? Then your heart sings a song to God. Your heart sings a song to the universe. And that song is beautiful, but strong. The song is beautiful, but strong. So I'm going to do this. We're going to do it together. I'm collectively going to do it with you. I'm doing it for the universe, by the universe, and through the universe for these people. Boom. all of a sudden, no, you cannot be denied. And I don't care what that is. If you want to be an electrician, a plumber, a carpenter, beautiful job, carpenter. If you want to be a home builder, a healer, a healer with that, whoo, you talk about a healer with that energy, I'm not only going to do it, I'm going to be the best that there is at it. Get out of my way, come to me, help me, and I'll help you. Boom. That kind of thing, nothing can get in. No resistance can come because you are on it. Now, if you're not living your life that way, if your life doesn't look anything like what I just said, if it doesn't look like anything like what I just said, then you know what? You're in the wrong thing. I'm telling you, you're in the wrong thing, because that is what it should look like. And for the first 5 years or 6 years or number like that, you're going to get a lot of stuff thrown at you, and you're just going to plow through it. You're going to plow through it, and you're going to think some days, how the hell do I keep going in spite of all this? And you know what? The universe is taking note, because the day is short coming when the door opens and the gates are free. And that is the truth. And this is the shit that I want people to learn. This is the thing that I want them to learn, because as we do this, as we are people who are aware, not woke, but awake and aware, and we are the truth tellers. We are actually weaving our own story of truth. We're actually weaving our own story of truth. We're making it true. What do I mean by that? The day that Rythmia opened in February of 2016, it was nothing. It was not a thing. It was not the best center of its type in the world. It wasn't. In my mind it was, but factually it was not. It was made. The story was woven through hard work, dedication, and this commitment to this thing that is unwavering. It does not waver. So you see what I'm saying? So the thing, this object, and by the way, the Rythmia came out of a completely merged thing. The mother told us to do it, right? Can't get more merged than that. So it's absolutely out of the right place. Well, your thing has to come out of the right place. Your business, your this, and it's so hard to tell when it's not from the right place. Because here's the thing: if you're split, then you're so easily influenced by the energy of others. This is the thing. When you're merged, your energy is focused. When you're split, your energy is fragmented, and fragmented energy is easy to bend. It's easy to bend. So if you're doing this and you're not even conscious of it, but you're doing it for your boyfriend's parents, or you're doing it for your mom, or you're doing it for your grandfather, or you're doing it to look good on Wednesdays at dinner with the girls, it's not the right thing, and it's not going to work. What's going to happen is there's going to be starts, restarts, switch tables, new job, new career, new thing, new this, new that, back and forth and back and forth and back and forth, and you are always in the starting mode. You never get to mastery. And here's the thing. So as this goes this way, as time goes this way, the challenges start up here, and then they start to get easier, and mastery occurs when these two cross. And once you get to mastery in your artwork, in your music, in your healing, in your craftsmanship, in your teaching, in whatever it is, once you get to mastery, you are on fire, and everything else is there with you. This is the thing. This is the message. This is the thing today. And quite frankly, I needed to hear this today. So I'm glad I talked, because I heard it myself. And it's very, very true. So I want to tell you guys, God bless you. God keep you. God hold you. I will see you next week. And I want to see you at Rythmia. Come join the team. Be a Rythmiite. A Rythmiite? A Rythmiite, I think is what it is. I don't know. I think we just made it up. But be one. And what is a Rythmiite? It's somebody that has committed their life to the truth. That's it. That's it. And the truth is love. Okay, have a wonderful, beautiful week, and we will talk to you next week.